Hello. Hello, and welcome to the Here with Joe podcast. I am here. You are Joe. Let's get into it. As you can see, I am sitting down. Your boy is sitting. All right? I'm sitting without having to cry myself through the whole thing. Yeah, there's a lady walking her dog just staring at me right now in the door. You know, you can walk away. Yeah, go on. What are you doing? Anyway, I feel good. How we doing, folks? I'm feeling better. All right. If you didn't know, first of all, before we get into anything, welcome to all the new people that are here. All right. We have doubled our follower count in the past month. And, with these clips that are coming out. So God bless you. Welcome to the fun. If you're new here, listen to me. I need you to do me a favor. I'll post this one. I need you to do me a favor. Go to my Instagram page. There's a link in the bio. I need you to click it. It says email list and questions for the pod. I need you to click that link and just sign up. Just say, this is my email and this is where I'm from. That way, if enough people that are from where you're from hit me up, I'll be able to come perform there. All right? And that's all we want to do, right? People keep asking me, be like, hey, when are you in North Carolina? When are you in New York? When are you in Oman? Someone actually asked for Oman. Listen, brother, I don't know if I'm ever going to get over there. But you know what? If enough of you guys in Oman ask and sign up on there, I'll hit a booker up over there and be like, hey, I got 100 people asking me to come over there. Let's do a show. Okay? So it just makes it easier to book shows in other places if you just sign up. I'm never going to email you. All right? I'm never going to email you. I sure as shit ain't going to share your email with anyone. I'm not Google. I'm not Yahoo. I'm not going to do any of that. Okay? All I'm going to do is have that there. And if I do come to your town, then I'll shoot you a little note. Be like, hey, I'm here. Like you asked, let's party. Okay? The more people that ask from a certain place just makes it easier for me to convince a comedy club or whatever venue to let me come do my thing, man. So let's do it. All right, click that link in the bio. It says email list and questions for the pod. You can also just ask me a question, all right? We can talk about it on the pod. We're doing this podcast every week. It's been a while, though. I think it's been a solid month since I've done an episode, and here's why, okay? If you've been listening, you know my back went out again about 8 weeks ago, I guess. No, more than that. It went out again. I have a herniated disc, been living with it for like 15 years, okay? Herniated disc, anyone who's had it, any bad back people, they know, all right? That's just part of your life you got to deal with. Sometimes it goes back, and at a certain point, you get good at doing the physical therapy to fucking work it out and make sure it gets back in there, off your nerve, and you go on with your life. It's never 100%. All right? Bad back people live in a hellish world, okay? If we're a little cranky, it's because we have something poke at us all the time, all right? On your, something getting on your nerves, we literally have something on our nerves 24/7, okay? So that's what bad back people go through. But you know what? You fix it and it goes whatever. It's herniated. Well, about a little over 8, 9, 10 weeks ago, mine went out again. I was doing all my extras, trying to get it back in there. And then about 4.5 weeks ago, I thought it was getting better. Went to go put on my shoes. Worst pain of my life. And when I say worst pain of my life, as a bad back person, it's the worst fucking pain of my life. Crying on the floor. Weeping like a baby. Okay? And trying to make it better, with my usual PT, trying to figure it out, what's going on for a couple weeks, and then kept getting worse and worse. I went a solid 6 nights without sleep. Didn't sleep for 6 nights, ended up in the ER. Okay? So this gets us to where the podcast was at. So like the week before that, right before it fucking really went out, I did an episode of the pod, but I couldn't sit. So I was like, let me do a walking pod. All right. And I walked to the Comedy Store. It sounded like shit. If you listened to it, it sounded awful. If you didn't listen to it, don't go back and listen to it. It sounds like I'm talking to you on speakerphone outside, which is pretty much what I was doing. Did that. Hurt myself walking that far. Shouldn't have walked that far. Came back, and that's whenever really after that, a couple nights after that was when I just stopped being able to sleep. 6 nights without sleep, ended up in the ER. All right, that was the following Monday. So obviously didn't do an episode then because I was dying in the ER. They say I need surgery because I have a fully ruptured disc. All right, at that point it's not herniated anymore. The whole half of the thing is smushing my spinal cord. All right, all the nerves. All right, the next day they say I need surgery. We'll give you the number. Call this lady. I call her. Her first appointment available is on Friday. So Monday to Friday, I'm losing my mind still. All right, at least they gave me some pretty hardcore pain pills so I could at least try to sleep. So I'm like sleeping a little bit, a little halfway sleep. Get to Friday, go talk to the neurosurgeon. She's like, what the fuck? They should have sent you over here on Monday. This is an emergency. Your foot doesn't work anymore. All right? Your foot hasn't been working all week. You had trouble taking a piss on Monday. That's why you were in the ER. At that point, it's an emergency. You got like 24 hours before you got permanent nerve damage. What was the ER thinking? Not sending it to me immediately. So she's like, I'm going to go get dressed in my surgeon clothes. You're going to go take your clothes off, and we're going to fucking rush you over there. All right? So that's what I dealt with on Friday. So obviously, Friday was surgery day. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, I tried to do another episode. I was like, okay, I can't sit for 2 weeks. Let me try to stand at my desk. I didn't even push record. I was so fucked up and in so much pain. No chance. All right? So that happened. Can't sit for 2 weeks. So then I go another week last Monday, try to do an episode, but I'm so fucked up on pain pills. I recorded an episode, by the way. I recorded it, and I don't think I said one funny thing the entire time. I don't think I had a cohesive thought the entire time. All right? Opioids are fucking, man, they do feel good. I will say this, but I don't understand. Can you explain to me? If you are a recovered opioid, I don't know, is it opioid or opiate? Whatever. If you're a recovering addict, recovering, or current addict, can you let me know how the fuck did you, like, I don't understand how you get to the point that you're addicted, because I was taking the lightest version of an opioid. Right? Hydrocodone. It's mostly Tylenol. It's Tylenol with a little drip of something else in it, of the good stuff. And just that one, and they were telling me to take it 3 times a day, but after 2 days after the surgery, I was like, I'm just going to take it at night to help me sleep. I'm taking a third of what I need to take of the least amount of opioids possible. And let me tell you something, my shit was bricks. All right? Impossible to shit. Constipation like I've never had in my entire life. Okay? I had cement, like hardened cement, trying its best to get out of me. All right? How the fuck do heroin addicts do this? How do you live like that? Is that why they're all skinny? Do they just decide, you know what? I can't quit, but if I eat anything, I know the pain I'm going to be in, right? So that's the choice they make. So I think that must be, I always thought like maybe heroin had some sort of like hydroxycut type of element to it that just caused you to be shredded. Now, I think those guys just weren't eating. If you are an expert or have experience in this world, please let me know, because I'm curious. I don't understand. I immediately was like, I was so ready to be done with it. The only reason I kept taking it for a few days after that just to go to sleep, But as soon as I was able to sleep without it, I was done, man. And I'm like 6 days off of it, and I still can't shit. What the fuck? Boop beep. All right, so then, so that one was a nightmare. But then it's been 2 weeks as of a couple days ago, so I can sit down. I feel okay sitting down. I can only sit for like 30 minutes at a time, so it's gonna have to be a quick episode. But I feel good. You know, I'm not in so much pain. It hurts still. And, like, you know, I can't walk real good because my foot still doesn't work. I'm worried this might be permanent. All right, I can't push off my toe. I thought I was going to be able to start physical therapy this week, but I went for my my post-op. And they're like, nah, dude, what are you fucking talking about? You got, like, 4 weeks of you just trying to figure out how to make your nerves know that they're not still being pushed on. All right, I gotta be doing like Beatrice from Kill Bill exercises with my foot, like looking at it and be like, move your toe, fucking lift your calf. It's a nightmare. I'm losing my mind. I looked insane. Thank God, because I can sit, I was able to go get a haircut and trim my beard. I know I could have trimmed my beard at home, but I was like, if my hair's going wild, I might as well just let my face go wild too. Plus, I had so much beard, I couldn't bend over to vacuum the hair off the ground anyway, so I didn't want to fucking deal with it. My feet were a nightmare, man. I went and got a pedicure yesterday. I was so embarrassed. Okay? I'm talking nails. I looked like, you know, like in the Guinness Book records, there was always those people that had like, they look like human-sized snails on their face, on their hands and feet. Snail humans. That's what I looked. It was getting there. I just and they grow it. I don't know what it is about feet, or my feet at least. The nails grow at different rates. My pinky and middle toe were just like fucking. I looked like I was giving the fucking hell yeah metal sign. Big toe was a mess because that shit's thick as hell. Anyone else got thick toenails? I think that's a sign of healthy toenails, but it ain't a good look. I tell you that. It looks like when you see like people who've never brushed their teeth in their entire life. It looks like their teeth. But I'm all good now, baby. My feet look nice. My hair looks nice. What's left of it. Went out last night for the first time for our old anniversary, 13 years. That's the fur year. Went to a place, it's called Mother Wolf. It's Italian, which I don't like Italian restaurants. I've said this before, but I think Italian restaurants, I like Italian food. I love Italian food. Nothing against Italian food. But at the end of the day, Italian food, for the most part, is shit you can make at home really well. You know? At least I can't. But I think Italian food is starter home cooking. You know? If you're just starting to learn how to cook, Italian food's a good base, because so much of it is just like basic flavors and it's amazing flavors. But it's flavors that you can figure out. And it's pretty cheap for the most part. You know, pasta, you know, you can make homemade pasta. All right, you can do it. I trust you. It seems like it's a bigger deal than it is, but it's not. You can do it. So for the most part, Italian restaurants are usually expensive, but you're like kind of paying more for the ambiance. And that's how this place was for the most part. I will say, best Neapolitan pizza I've ever had. Or best Neapolitan pizza I've ever had in the U.S. I'll say that. Obviously, Italy. A good Neapolitan pizza? Come on now. Come on. You get those bubbles of burnt? Get the fuck out of here. So good. And I don't, it's not, I'm not going to say Neapolitan pizza is my favorite pizza overall. I'm saying Neapolitan pizza is its own thing. Okay, if I'm saying pizza, if I'm saying like my favorite pizza in town, I'm not including a Neapolitan pizza. So like this, I wouldn't say like this is the best pizza in LA because it's a different category completely. You know, there's pizza that you eat, like you order delivery and you're having like with beer, watching the game. And then there's Neapolitan pizza. Neapolitan pizza is a pizza that you get when you're going out, having with a glass of wine. Like it's a sit-down dinner pizza to me. It's a different thing. A Neapolitan pizza is a pizza you get instead of pasta. It's not a pizza you order delivery, because that by the time it gets to your front door, it's going to be a soggy mess. Neapolitan pizza needs to be eaten immediately. I promise this is a comedy podcast. All right. There will be long stretches where I just talk about food and there ain't a laugh in sight. All right. But it is a podcast about stuff. You know what it is? I just feel so good. All right. I don't have any pain anymore, like extreme pain. When you have extreme pain for that, like that level and for that long, like, dude, the second it was gone, like, I know I got a hole in my back right now. I know I have half a disc that I have to be really careful not to let it come out. I know my nerves are fucking shot, and it's probably going to take close to a year for them to be back to 100%. And I know I got a chunk of bone missing from my spine, okay? All that to say, what I don't have is burning fire running through my entire body that gets worse no matter what I do, standing, sitting, laying, walking, pacing, writhing. I ain't living like that anymore, so your boy is happy. All right? Happy, but a little bit of sadness in my heart. I know a bunch of the new people are following because the stand-up videos kind of blew up, but the ones that blew up seem to be the ones about being Palestinian. Obviously, those hashtags have brought in a lot of people online from this past weekend's nightmare happening. I'm not going to talk about it, but, you know, dude, I'll say this. All right, I'm going to say this. First of all, if you want to know my full thoughts, go on Instagram. I did a whole post because I needed to get some thoughts out. But, like, a few things. One, if you've never had any thought, like anything that you've said about Palestine before this weekend, if you've never had any kind of like public sympathy for the treatment of Palestinians, the apartheid state that they've been in for 75, 80 years, if you've never said anything about that, maybe sit this one out, okay? Maybe sit this out. And that's going to both sides. I'm not both siding the issue. I'm both siding the loud voices that are just saying what they think they should say. Okay? I love seeing the support for Palestine. I love it. Big fan. But if you've never said anything about it, and you're all of a sudden taking a thing that happened to Israel, you know, Hamas attacking Israel, and you're coming out and you're going full force, fuck Israel, that's going to have, people are going to question your motives. Hey, thank you for supporting Palestine. And maybe share some, like, you know, some of the main stuff that are coming from Palestinian activists. But you coming out and just suddenly being like, yeah, you know what, fucking Israel deserves it or whatever, you know. It comes off like you're happy that happened, okay? On the flip side, if you're someone that's never given a fuck about, like, never mentioned Palestine or the treatment that they've been getting, and this happened, and you're like, we must stand by Israel. Israel is our friends. Israel does no wrong. It doesn't matter what's happened before. This is a tragedy, and whatever they need, we support. That comes off as you not knowing what the fuck you're talking about. And you getting mad at people, activists, Palestinian activists, being like, it doesn't matter. Whatever you're saying doesn't matter. Like you, or saying that like you guys are only bringing this up because we got to tell you that's anti-Semitic. It's not, dude. People have been saying this shit for 80 fucking years. You weren't listening. You weren't listening, bud. If you were one of those people that proudly posted your pictures of the receipt, the Amazon receipt of you buying How to Not Be an Anti-Racist, and the pictures of you with your sign at the Black Lives Matter events, protests, all of that, and if you were a CEO or a business leader of a company and you were saying we're committed to fighting racism of all kinds, oppression of all kinds, and realizing that racism isn't just a matter of someone saying something mean to another person, but rather a systematic issue. If you were one of those people that were so proud of themselves to recognize what systematic racism and oppression looks like, and I know you all were, most of you guys were, very proud of yourself. Go back, look at your post from 3 years ago. Go back, look at it, read it again, pull out that book that you probably didn't finish. Look at it and think, you know what? Oppression, occupation, putting one group of people over another group of people, having different rules, valuing this life over that life, not good, okay? And I think you'll be able to see that in this issue, okay? And you might be able to see the full picture a little bit more clearly. All right, I urge you to go back to when you were patting yourself on the back for learning about what systematic oppression looks like and apply it to this situation. Again, no one who's saying what I'm saying right now is saying Hamas did anything good, okay? Hamas is a prison gang running the world's largest open-air prison, okay? They suck. A poll was made over the past year, 70% of Gazans, the ones that are in there, the millions of people that are in that tiny little prison, 70% of them don't want to live under Hamas, okay? 70%. The people in the West Bank sure as shit don't like Hamas. Hamas doesn't like the Palestinian Authority, okay? Those are two different things. Most Palestinians have nothing to do with Hamas. They are a terrorist group, and they did an awful thing. But they are a prison gang running a prison that shouldn't exist. Okay? Learn about the prison. Learn about the occupation. Go back, read your little anti-racism book. If you still got it, if it's not in Goodwill. And think about it. That's all I'm asking. Just think about it. All right. That's all I'm going to say on that one. You want to hear anything else or read anything else, go to my Instagram page. I wrote a little blurb, little something. Also, by the way, had a few people at the end of that, I'm trying to end on a little light note. So at the end, I say fart noise, and then I say for brevity. Okay? Had a couple people be like, I think you mean levity. Okay? No, I know what levity means. All right? And I know what brevity means. Don't fucking come at me. You don't think I proofread my own writings, I know levity means lighthearted, like jokiness. And yes, levity could fit there, but you're only thinking of that because it rhymes with brevity. Brevity. Brief. A brief way of saying something in a little amount of words. I wanted to end on a joke, so for brevity, fart noise. Instead of writing out a whole joke, because I just wrote 4 pages. Okay? I know words. To be honest, I do mess up a lot of words. Fair. If you know me, I do mess up a lot of words. I thought it was constellation prize for a very long time. In my mind, I thought, like, oh, there's so many stars in the sky. Everyone gets a prize, like the constellations in the sky. It made sense to me. What else? There's been a lot of words. My wife gets pretty upset with me when I say the wrong words. You know what one always trips me up? It actually does trip me up. And honestly, I can't look it up right now because I'm using my phone as a camera. Weary and leery. Weary and leery and wary? Or is it wary and leery and there's not a weary? Weary, leery, wary. Larry's not one of them. One of them means, like, apprehensive. And one of them means, like, I'm leery of something. I'm suspicious of it. I'm weary. Do they mean the same thing? I'll be honest with you. I'll be throwing that word out, both of those words out all the time, just using it, and I'll use it confidently. No one ever corrects me except my wife. And I've forgotten every time she's told me the right one. So, yeah, if you got that answer, let me know. Because I'm not going to look it up. That's one of those I'm just going to keep. I know I'm not. I've used it wrong. I've used them wrong so many times in my life. If I look it up, I'm just going to forget it. So, some things I'll just be, I hate willful ignorance. All right, I hate it. But sometimes you just, live your life, I'll tell you another one I messed up. This is a bad one, all right? Content alert, bad word coming. But truthfully, this was 100% an honest mistake that I was making a long time. So, a few years back, me and my wife were eating dinner. And at the end of dinner, had a little bit of a sweet tooth. I look at her and I say, man, you know what I'm really craving right now? Really craving a mulatto. Mulatto. Yeah. She looked at me. The face you're making right now, that's the face she looked at me with. She said, what? I said, yeah, Pepperidge Farm. Yeah. I thought for like 28 years of my life, I thought they were called Pepperidge Farm mulatto cookies. Yeah. Now, if you don't know what mulatto means, that is an old racist term that white people gave to half black, half white people. Okay? It's really racist too because I think it comes from like Spanish for like mule. It's like it was a way to dehumanize half white, half black people. And I thought the cookie, because Pepperidge Farm's been around a long time, I thought the cookie came before that term. I thought it was kind of like when people call people Oreos, black on the outside, white on the inside. I thought it was like the same deal because like it's a white cookie with chocolate on the inside. I just thought that's what it was. All right. And you know what? It's not insane for a fucking American food company to have racist roots. All right. Aunt Jemima existed a long time up until like last year. All right. You know what Aunt Jemima came from? It was a literal minstrel song written by 2 white dudes in the 1800s. The Song of O Aunt Jemima. And they called the pancake mix Aunt Jemima because it was the first pancake mix that you could just add water and pancakes would be made. You didn't have to sit and do the baking soda and the flour and all the other stuff. All you did was add water, I think maybe eggs. You whipped it up and you did it. And the idea was you don't need to have a fucking slave in the kitchen. The Aunt Jemima, the box, will do that work for you. Okay? That's where Aunt Jemima came from. Read a whole book about it. So, of course, why wouldn't I think that fucking Pepperidge Farm would have racist roots? Why wouldn't I think they'd be like, hey, do you remember when white men were king in this country? Pepperidge Farm does. Pepperidge Farm remembers. Why wouldn't I think that? It is Milano cookie, by the way. If you were on the edge of your seat, the correct word is Milano. And I'm sorry. I get words wrong, all right? But I didn't get brevity wrong. Brevity was on purpose, okay? All right. We're at 31 minutes. I would love to keep sitting here and talking, but I'm going to be good. I'm going to do what the doctor told me and not sit for longer than 30 minutes. I already have, really. So I got to get out of here. Guys, keep sharing my shit, please. Please sign up. Put your email on the email list. I want to come to your town, man. Oman, I would love to be there. A lot of Dublin dudes. I've had a couple Dublin people hitting me up. Dude, Ireland, the Palestine of Europe. All right, I want to come to you guys. But, I would also like to just come to, fucking Arizona. Okay? So, hit that fucking list. Please let me know because I want to be there. All right? Love you guys. I'll see you next week.